Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to reading for the week. No, this is for mid-December 2022. And you start off with this horsetail card. It says patience on it. I feel like you have been in this period of patience, and it's like you're waiting for some of you, I feel like you've been waiting for an answer. For others, you're clearly trying to make something work here. You're trying to transform a situation. I have a million things popping into my head here, Scorpio. Like for some of you, I feel like you could be like trying to make something worth it. Those are the words that are popping into my head here. That kind of makes sense with the Temperance card and the Justice card. Justice is a card of cause and effect. Like if I put work into something, what do I get out of the situation? And with the Temperance card, it's trying to turn one thing into another. You know, he's trying to turn, or this angel here is trying to turn water into wine. And it's like some of you are trying to transform a situation in your life. For a lot of you, I feel this mostly has to do with work or business. So I feel you could be trying to change a work or business situation around, probably trying to, for some of you, I feel like you're just trying to make it profitable in the first place. I feel like you're trying to make sure of that. The other thing I think that you're being patient about here, Scorpio, is that I feel like you're just wanting to make sure that the situations you enter into are things that you actually want to do. Like sometimes I think we just like maybe get a job opportunity. We're like, like, do I really want to do this for like 20 years or longer of my life? Same thing with a relationship. I feel like you're trying to say like, do I really want to invest in something for the long haul, or like, what do I want? And I have these questions popping into my head here. I think you're being responsible. This is like not a bad thing. I think this is a good, responsible thing to be doing in the first place. You have the Justice card again, the Temperance card, and the Four of Swords. So Justice is about cause and effect. I've been saying that this is the answer to like the rest of your life, to pretty much everyone for the past like 2 years, because this is just a sign of the times. I think this is totally the energy of the next rest of your life. Justice says if you put energy into something, what do you get out? And if you are getting equal give and take, then keep moving. It also is like shocking to me that readings like this, I always get the Six of Pentacles as well. And Six of Pentacles, he's holding the balance in his hands. I'll show you in a minute. But really making sure that you're entering into situations that give to you. For those of you that want love, again, there is love here, but I feel like, again, that maybe you've been breadcrumbed a lot in the past, and I feel like you're wanting to make sure that you don't get breadcrumbed again. You have the Empress here, which really says that you understand your worth. So you're wanting to make sure that you're not like over giving in a situation. The interesting thing is that I feel like you're attracting a person who's just like you. I get this like mirroring. Like I hate that term mirroring and like all those relationship terms. I just can't stand it because I don't know. I think they get overused for the most part, but it is interesting because I feel like you could be attracting a person. They're not really mirroring you. I feel like they're just like you, if that makes sense. But you also have this Temperance card. I like this energy because to me, this is like a card of kind of, working on something. He's trying to turn water into wine. So maybe in a business, if it's not going as well as you want, I think you're kind of experimenting and trying new things and trying to figure out how to get it to work. Same thing in love. You could be, or business or other areas of your life. I feel like you're kind of working things. You're at least willing to experiment and try to turn situations around. So I really like where you're coming from, is what I should say. I almost feel like that's where you are coming from. You have the Four Swords here. I do feel like you're coming off a period of rest. I do feel water signs are going to feel more motivated, like as we get towards the end of the year and then really into next year for the most part. But you could be noticing that your energy is actually increasing. I don't get that you're necessarily resting. I feel like you have been resting with that Four Swords. For some of you, I feel like you've taken kind of like a step back from something, probably just so you can see the like big picture. For a lot of you, again, I feel like this is either work or business related, what you have taken a step back from. Like I feel like you just wanted to see like really if it's something you wanted to do or if it's something that was going to be profitable or whatever the case may be. With the Justice card, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely love coming in for you here. Could be a water sign, earth sign, fire sign. I mean, you basically have everything here. So it could be any sign. But I definitely feel there's either an admirer coming in for you or there's just a person coming in for you in general. I'm not really getting any details of like where this person is coming in yet. Obviously, we're going to look, but even if you go down this way, it's funny that you have the Ten of Wands. Again, I feel for some of you, it's like both of you kind of look at relationships as a lot of work right now, or I feel like you've been in relationships where you've both had to put in a lot of work. So, if you're getting into something in the future, it kind of feels like next year to me, if I'm being honest. I don't really feel it right now, but it could be on your mind. You could have your eye on a person. They could have their eye on you, whatever. But I think both of you have put in a lot of work into past relationships, which is interesting. Not a bad thing, because like to me, if you have two people who both put in a lot of work into a relationship, that's a good thing. I think maybe the slight challenge here is the fact that both people are tired of doing that. So definitely something to think about. With the Temperance card, you have the Death card. Ooh, I kind of like this for you. I mean, this is your energy here, Scorpio, but I also like that this is saying that maybe it's the end of you having to go back and forth in all areas of your life. I don't feel it in just one area. So that's nice. And definitely a major transformation. Two very powerful transformation cards. With the Four of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, definitely a knight in shining armor coming in for you. I feel like this is kind of like a dream type of relationship, if there's love coming in for you. Really something where, again, this person wants to put in the work. I feel like they are a person who has put in a lot of work in the past into relationships. So I do feel very positive about this if this is love coming in for you. Next, in the area of your next big change, you have this Taurus card. It says cultivate. Makes a lot of sense to me. We have Uranus and Taurus right now. I keep using the garden analogy. To me, Uranus and Taurus wants us to build something permanent in our life, whether it could be one thing, could be multiple things, could be everything in our lives. But it wants us to build things that we really nurture into existence, and also things that have quality to them, things that are valuable to us or maybe even other people as well. And we're not talking about necessarily financial value. That could be part of it, but we're talking about just building something of quality in your life. And I feel like that's going to be a big focus for you, not just at the end of this year, but probably for the next 3 years or so. And it doesn't mean you're going to stop after that 3 years. You're probably just going to be spending the next 3 years building whatever you're building here, Scorpio. And I feel like it's going to be, profitable, could be very successful for you in general. You have the Six of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Magician coming in here. So I feel that for some of you, you're putting some burdens down. He's about to release his burdens on the Ten of Wands. This is his home, his village back here. He's carrying a harvest, and you have that Taurus card, which says cultivate, which is like harvesting something, growing something, cultivating something. So I feel like you have been putting in the work. And, you also have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is a card of success. It's a card of achievement as well. So I do feel that for some of you, that you could be achieving greatness, or you could be having a success in your life at this time based off of work that you have done. For others, if you haven't had the success yet, I feel it's because, again, maybe you took a step back from something that you have been working on, and you're kind of looking at the big picture saying, how can I make this work better, or, whatever the case may be. I think you're all different. You're all probably doing something different. And you have the Magician here. The Magician is about having a new beginning. The Magician is about using your tools, but it's also about manifesting something on Earth. I get a very dreamy energy here with that Knight of Cups, and you also have this Magician card. Again, he's pointing down to the Earth here, and not only that, right here above my finger, he has the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros represents a transformation. It represents a change. It is kind of the card of reinvention as well. So the Ouroboros represents reinvention. I feel like that there is a lot of this energy here of, reinventing yourself, changing who you are. We're not talking about changing who you are in a bad way. We're talking about, stepping into your true power, which we see right here, going up to the Empress. So a lot of you could be stepping into your true power, but it is going to require some changes on your part. And you could be experiencing people who are saying you've changed here. With the Six of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. And very bold, very assertive. I always tell people that the Queen of Wands comes up a lot now. And I think we really need to embrace the Queen of Wands energy. She really goes for what she wants. She's very bold and assertive and successful. You have the King of Wands here as well. So there definitely could be a very solid connection. King and Queen of Wands to me is like a very strong desires between two people, or two people who have very strong desire to be with each other. Could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be. Could just be two people who have strong desires to be together. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Damn. I mean, really, really powerful. I mean, this to me is about a major change that is going on in your life. I've never had a reading, I think, where just in one section here, this one section right here, all together, there are all these major change cards: Temperance, Death, Judgment, the Magician, This is like a significant change that you're making. The Judgment card, normally the people are in the coffins. The coffins represent their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. So it's like you're being called to a new life here, Scorpio. With the Magician, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is about fortune after difficulty, improvements. Definitely can be a love card as well. It's like you're happily ever after, happy home, happy family. And if we look right here, you have the Two of Cups. So, there is a little bit of love here, obviously. And you could be attracting a person who you end up having a family with or a very deep connection with. Again, this person is probably very different than your usual type. With that Two of Cups, or there's some sort of difference here if it's love. If it's not love, I feel like you are just connecting with your higher self. Two of Cups is you and your higher self, and the Ten of Cups is just, again, your happily ever after, whatever would make you happy in life. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff that's coming in for you. You have this networker card. It says networking can help your money grow. I'm a big fan of co-creation, a big fan of working together, a big fan of networking right now. So if you have a business or a career, kind of getting help from other people is very beneficial. I talk about this all the time, how I think we're entering into a time of co-creation. And I always say, like, networking is an amazing thing to do right now, especially, I think that, even if you just, like, started a group based off of, like, whatever you're working on, or if you join groups based off of whatever you're working on, these can be free groups as well. It doesn't even have to cost you money, but there could be a lot of benefits in doing that and working together with other people right now. So definitely like that. I do feel like some of you could be meeting someone through business as well. Again, remember at the beginning of the reading, I wasn't really sure like where you could be meeting this person, but as we've clarified through here, I feel you could either be meeting someone in your community, because Ten of Cups is the card of community, and it can just represent, dating, leaving the house, going to Starbucks, right? Finding a person in public or something like that. I know we don't do that any longer, but maybe now is the time to do it, right? Could also be through business, I feel. You have the Ten of Swords, the Empress, and the Two of Cups. Sorry, I meant to say the Eight of Swords. I can't count, right? We all know that. We all know that I failed math my whole entire life, right? I don't think I've ever passed a math class ever. So there you go. But Eight of Swords, self-imposed restriction. We're looking at the good stuff in this row, so it doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. And the Eight of Swords on the positive side of things can say that you are setting yourself free. I also feel like you're kind of opening up to the abundance of ways that you can do something. You have the Empress card. She represents abundance, but the Eight of Swords can represent only seeing one way of doing things. With the Empress here and having this in the good stuff, it could say that you are opening up to other ways of doing everything in your life and just making you more abundant. I do also feel like clearly there's abundance coming in for you. Seems to be a very fertile time right now as well. So, if you're not trying to get pregnant, be careful at this time. And again, this has come up for other people as well. So, this could be kind of like an astrological thing going on here. And obviously, if you want to get pregnant, go for it, I would say. The other thing with this Empress is I feel like you're kind of very attractive at this time. So if you want love, put yourself out into your community. You have the Ten of Cups here. It literally says, like, get out in public, go outside, out there somewhere into the world. That's probably where you'll find love. Look, you have the Two of Cups. So clearly, there could be a perfect match coming in for you. I do feel like some of you could be communicating with a person. They have the Staff of Hermes between them, and it represents communication. You could also be meeting a person where it kind of just starts as communication. Remember what I said earlier? I feel some of you are attracting a person where it's like you've both been through the same thing. I think that's how you'll know who this person is, like, especially if you're, like, wondering, who is this person? I think they have a very similar, like, love story to you. The funny thing is that I don't necessarily, I don't think, just looking around here, I kind of get the vibes that this person might not, like, I think they kind of, like, don't kiss and tell. As in, if you ask them about past relationships, I think they'll just kind of be like, oh, it was like nothing. But maybe intuitively you can pick up on the fact that they kind of maybe went through something similar to you. And, that's kind of what I'm picking up here. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Love it. Communication. I love the Eight of Wands right now. I mean, to me, I think we need momentum. All these retrogrades have sucked, like, the momentum away from us, right? And I feel we need momentum in all areas of our life, meaning that if we start working on something, it kind of carries us forward. And I feel like that could be happening for you. Eight of Wands is also a card of rapid manifestation. So you could be manifesting things very quickly, which is nice. With the Empress, you have the Four of Pentacles. As far as the good stuff is concerned, this could represent stability and security coming in for you. It can also represent the removal of obstacles as well, like when it shows up in a positive area. So some of you could be like overcoming something that's been in your way for a while. With the Two of Cups, look at this. You have the Queen of Pentacles, and this Queen of Pentacles, there are two elephants on it right here. If it doesn't want to focus. But Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness. Definitely could be an earth sign that you're attracting here, Scorpio. So if you want love, you have Taurus here, like multiple times actually. So, could be an earth sign, could be any sign, like I said. But I would say that it could also be a Capricorn is what I was trying to spit out. But, I feel like it could be someone who's very resourceful. I feel like you're very resourceful as well because, again, I feel like I don't know why this is so important, but I've been keep getting this message for you that it's like you've really backed up and like kind of been looking at the big picture of maybe just multiple situations or your whole entire life. And I feel like it's maybe allowed you to see where there's some gaps like in your business or your career, or, if you've taken a step back from something that you've been working on, like a business, and maybe you've kind of slowed down or taken a step back, I feel like you've been able to see like what's missing, what you need to fix. And, I feel this time I almost feel like saying this time is not a loss for you. I feel like this is a good thing. Next at the end, for what you don't see coming, you have this orphan card. I'm not really sure why this is coming up because I don't really feel like you're feeling orphan. Can we get more detail on this? Yeah, you have this thinker card as well. I do know why it's coming up because I think you are thinking of like a past situation that could have, maybe left you feeling left out in the cold or could have left you feeling orphaned. But look, she's sitting where she has always been here. She needs to level up to this next level. So I feel like what you don't see coming is that you're about to level up in probably multiple areas of your life. You have the Six of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Wands. The Six of Pentacles is like equal give and take. Again, I feel this is very important to you, and especially in love. If you're not interested in love, it could be important in other areas of your life as well, of course. With the Six of Pentacles, we just want to make sure there's balance in what we are receiving. So even if this is like your career or your job, you could just want to be making sure that you're getting paid like what you're worth. You could just be very focused on making sure that you're having equal or better give and take. But I also kind of feel like you're this guy right here. I feel like you've changed. You've become the one that is kind of giving out energy and deciding who and what to give to. Again, we have the Empress here, which really kind of gives me glow up vibes. You have the King of Wands as well. King of Wands is about being bold and being assertive. With the King and Queen of Wands, I would definitely be practicing being bold, being assertive, really going for the things you want. I feel like if you do that, you'll, of course, be, much more successful. And you also have the Page of Wands. I feel like you're ready for something new. I think everybody is ready for this year to be over. I feel like everybody is ready to get into the next year and to kind of like go on some new adventures. I even think that some of you are kind of like planning literal adventures. You could be like planning some travel that you're going to be doing like next year or something like that. I think it'll be very good for you. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this Temperance card again. So you have the Temperance card twice. This reading, and look, it's like literally a butterfly on it. So, I feel you are going through some major changes here, Scorpio. Significant change. This is not like a tiny little thing. The only thing that would make this more powerful would be if the Tower were to show up. Because you have the Judgment card. To me, the Tower and the Judgment card is like the most powerful transformation you could go through, but this is pretty close because you have like every single card that represents a change. With the King of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. You have the Six of Wands twice here. How crazy is this? Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, King of Wands, Six of Wands. So clearly, you could be attracting a person that is going to be a victory or some sort of win. Maybe you see it as a victory. The other thing is on the Six of Wands, there's a person in the back who's meant to look jealous. So you could literally be attracting a person that other people are people are going to be jealous of your connection is what I'm getting here. With the Page of Wands, you have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. Don't be afraid to explore mysteries as well. In different situations is what I'm getting, especially with that Two of Cups. Like even outside of love, I'm not just talking about love here. The High Priestess, sometimes like she has that curtain behind her. Sometimes we just need to see what is behind the curtain. We need to go on the adventure with the Page of Wands. So, if there are any new situations that are coming your way right now, this could just be saying that you should explore those new situations and just see what happens. We are going to pull 3 cards now here, Scorpio. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to answer one question. If you have a question, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just going to put all three together as like a personalish reading at the end. But pause now because I'm going to read the cards right now. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the World. I feel that you have to let go or heal from a past heartbreak for some of you. Because I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you. The Three of Swords meant to be temporary, but Ten of Pentacles World is like some sort of accomplishment or achievement that could be coming in for you. I feel like some of you are like worried about money, and that could be what you're asking about, but I actually think things are pretty much going to be perfectly fine. I mean, I wouldn't, as I've been saying to everyone, I wouldn't be out there spending money like crazy right now for like the next year at least, but at the same time, I think, things will mostly be fine. But I also feel like some of you could be thinking about traveling or moving. On top of that, I feel like you're making, for all of you, Ten of Pentacles in that world, it's like you're making a permanent change that is going to lead to some sort of success. We see permanent change here multiple times in your reading. And with the Ten of Pentacles, like building or leaving a legacy, again, this makes perfect sense with that Taurus card, which says cultivate on it. So I feel like you need to cultivate your Ten of Pentacles, which is, cultivating a permanent success in your life.